With some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now let me give y'all some news. Heavyweight contender Robert Helenius, 24-0, right? What do you got? With 15 KOs from Finland. He's going to fight Derek Chisora, Del Boy Chisora, 26-7, right? For the WBC Silver. Okay, it's another one we got. Silver Heavyweight Championship, right? They're going to fight on May 27th. Actually, it's not a bad fight because they fought in 2011 and Helenius won a split decision, which everybody debates. Most of us think that Chisora won the fight. Now, Helenius is from Finland. He fights in Helsinki most of the time. And hey, you're fighting on your home turf pretty much every fight, right? So, a split decision on your home turf means you probably lost the fight, right? This fight's going to be also in Helsinki. But it's still not a bad fight because it gives Derek Chisora finally a chance to get that rematch that he so desperately wants. Cool, not a bad fight. But what is not so cool is what the promoter of Derek Chisora says. And he says the winner of this fight gets Deontay Wilder, right? The winner of this fight gets Deontay Wilder. And I don't think neither of them deserve it. Helenius is 24-1. I give him that, right? But he loses to Duhapis. We can remember that name, the guy that Deontay Wilder beat from France. He loses by KO against Duhapis. Comes back and fights two guys. I got to make sure you know this. He fought two guys. One has 11 losses. The other had, make sure I know it, 17 losses. So, and after that, you fight Derek Chisora, who has 7 losses, and then you would be able to fight Deontay Wilder. I think that's ridiculous, right? Then Derek Chisora, from his standpoint, he's lost to everybody of significance. If it's Pulev, we know back in the day, Vitaly Klitschko, David Haye even knocked him out. He just came off a loss against Dillian White. Now he's not a great fighter. He's a good fighter, pressure fighter, and he's going to give everybody what they need, right? But he doesn't have wins over significant people. He beat Malik Scott, and we all know that he was losing that fight, and Scott was up by 9. Neither one of these fighters deserve a championship fight after beating each other. That would just be to jump into another fight a little bit harder, and then maybe after that. But they don't really deserve it. But this is the thing of what's going on in boxing. And then we ask the fighters up at the top why they're not fighting each other, right? And this is a good example of what I'm saying and what we need to do when we get behind these heavyweight champions to have these belts and want to unify. That's why I keep doing videos about it, because we need to get behind them, the Joseph Parkers of the world, the Deontay Wilders of the world, Klitschko and Joshua. These guys are thinking unification. Now, we need to get behind them and make sure that we let the people know that that's what we want. We want one heavyweight champion, right? We got 4 sanctioning bodies, 4 of them. And we have the IBO trying to get through the back door. How can you be a unified champion and defend all those belts? If we get another one, if we let IBO, if we start saying that name, then it's going to be significant in a year or two. And then we got 5 belts, and they can't unify. It's almost impossible. You saw it when Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko. The IBF seems to always act up, right? Vladimir Klitschko just wanted a rematch clause. He had a rematch clause in their fight, which who the hell shouldn't? Vladimir Klitschko deserves a rematch clause. He dominated for 10 years. I mean, at least he should be able to get a rematch. No big deal. You can have an off night, right? But the IBF strips Tyson Fury for rematching Klitschko. And then we have the chaos, right? And the IBF, we got to keep an eye on them, right? You hear Eddie Hearn now saying, even if Anthony Joshua beats Klitschko and wants to unify, the IBF is going to force him to fight Kubrat Pulev, who I like. But Kubrat Pulev is fighting right now. I never want to call these fighters nobodies, but way over here is Samuel Peter. And before him, someone even more ridiculous. I mean, these are fights you can do for your homeland and all of that. Understand he went to Bulgaria to fight. But we're talking title contention. You're telling a heavyweight champion, hey, I got to fight him because, right? And what do you say after because? Why would he have to fight Kubrat Pulev instead of unifying? Now, after unifying, everyone has a mandatory okay, but the IBF is doing it again. You want another example? Here's another example. We know last week Julius Ndungle went to Scotland and beat Ricky Burns. He has 2 belts. I think it's the WBA and the IBF, right? And he might want to unify it with Terrence Crawford, the baddest dude in the junior welterweight division, right? It would be great for boxing. Have a unified champion in the junior welterweight division. But the IBF is telling him he has to fight a guy, Lipinets, who's 12-0, 10 knockouts, right? And hasn't fought not one guy in the top 10. First of all, how is he number 1? And then, if he did make it to number 1, why is he a mandatory? I mean, so much so strong that you are going to get in the way of unification. That would mean you don't want unification. So what I'm telling you guys this for is because we as fans and consumers, we have these isms popping off. We got these isms, It could be nationalism. It could be racism, or tribalism. But we always got these isms. Let's get rid of these isms. If we're going to have these isms, let's focus our attention on the sanctioning bodies and not the fighters and how they look and where they come from. Let's focus on the sanctioning bodies because this is obviously the problem, right? And this is a good example of it. This is why I had to make sure to say something about it, right? Because they're just getting in the way of unification, even when we're very close to unifying. That's when it seems to get in the way. And the IBF, good. I'm tattletelling, right? To the casual fan, keep your eye on the IBF. They seem to always want to get in the way of someone unifying, especially when they're close. Derek Chisora or Robert Helenius do not deserve to fight for the title after they fight each other. Maybe after they fight someone else after that, then, but not directly, right? And if that happens, you're gonna have we won't have a unified heavyweight champion. Now, I know we're dreamers. Let's keep dreaming, guys who want unified champions, right? We're gonna keep on dreaming, keep on fighting for it, but we got to put the word out. IBF, behave yourself. Doma Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm up out of here.